Welcome back. Today we will make the third video about the optical illusions in Blender. This time we'll do the impossible cube. We'll do the Necker cube, I mean a kind of Necker cube like in the next video, which is also known as the dancer because it's the same principle, I would say, so we'll only do this one for now. So as usual, Shift A to make for a list of objects. So the cube, yes, the wireframe, Tab G, enable the magnet, sorry, G, select that, E, extrude, left click, repeat, oops. So now I selected those two ones, so Shift select, because if you just do that, you see it deselects everything, so Shift select, solid, the solid bridge, but I think we have also the bridge here. Yeah, we have it there, okay. So you don't need that loop tools menu, but just in case, if you don't have it, go to preferences, add-ons, and loop, mesh loop, you enable it and you save your preferences by clicking on save preferences, but you have also auto save preferences, so you don't have to save every time you adding loop tools. We have also much more like circle, curve, flatten, etc. But anyway, so Shift, no, sorry, Tab to go back to edit mode, click on the face there, Shift to click those ones, now E to extrude them again, E again, Shift, bridge, right click, of course, I don't know if I mentioned it, and bridge, and now we have our cube. Now 0 to go to the camera, or it's there, okay. Set active camera, right click, set active camera, sorry, camera to view, and now you can move, the camera will follow. Let's put it like so, and disable that so that the camera doesn't move. The solid, now we'll give it a texture, so new, I want to replace it by a diffuse, no, an emission, sorry, an emission, so G to move it, or you click on it and you grab. Layer weight, Shift A, layer weight, enter, mix, shader, plug that there, I'll give it a better color, let's say a yellow, sorry. Perfect. So what we want to do exactly, if it can display, okay, we want this part to be in front of this one. Now you also see that this part is behind this edge, but I found that it was much more interesting to take those three parts, those three edges, and display them in front of this part. But what I'm about to do work also if you want only to display this edge in front. So I'm going to do that. So I have this edge, this cube, sorry. Let me think. Yes, so Shift D, duplicate it, right click. So we have two cubes, hide this one, and also in the render. Now, tab to go to shift mode, shift to click multiple ones. I'll do like so. Now, add a new by clicking on the plus, of course. New, transparent. Where is it? There. There I want to enable alpha blend, sorry. Shadow mode, none. Show back face, no. Let's remove all of this. Ah yes, also filter. I mean, you can let it on 1.50, but I like to see the pixel on the edge. I don't know why. It gives a certain style. So, okay. Assign. No, it's assigned. Perfect. Now we will create another material, new, and this time it's an holdout material. Right there. And we will apply it. So you will click there, select. No, Alt A, deselect, sorry. We'll rather select that. No, select, sorry. Control E to inverse the selection. Control E. Now, and we will assign that holdout to the rest of the mesh, except those three edges. So C for the selection tool and Shift to deselect. Okay, so now assign to the holdout, and now you see that the difference between the holdout and the transparent is the fact it hides. The holdout hides, like there. But before you saw that we could see the interior of our mesh, so I will show you. Look, if I put transparent, it's transparent. So we see the interior of our mesh. But what we want is put it as a transparent part. So everything behind it will be transparent, you see. I mean, will disappear, will be ignored. It's not like the transparent part, look. I can still see through it, and it's going to be, wow, sorry. It's going to be important, so, and you'll see why. So, now, what I can do, I will render this first image, render image, save as there, to save it there, so let's call it 1. Okay, now we will hide it and display that one. render image, image save as, we'll put 2, you can click on the plus. Perfect. I don't want to go in compositing, video editing. Desktop. Impossible cubes. And now we have it. You see, we have this edge in front of those 3 ones. I mean, this edge, those edges, sorry, on the 3 ones. Now it has 1 limits, and I'll show you. But before that, I will show you something else. Is that you see that when we click render, it's rendering what's in video editing. So if you want to avoid that, go to post-processing, sequencer, I mean unfill that, and it will render what we have there. So as I said, it has some limits. So let's say that exactly like this. We have the you know the the hollowed materials on this part, and a regular diffuse shader there, and you'll see where the problem is. Sorry. So I will render that image, save as, it was the 2. Now we'll reactivate this one, render image, save as, it was the 1. Let's get back to video editing. Yeah, no, sorry. I forgot to put this one on the right angle. So, no, not save copy. Save as. You see the problem is that it's still on top, I mean in front, compared to this, I would say, yeah, edge. I will keep the edge term, but it's the case here too. It's not behind, and so it's a bit weird to see this part being connected there, but also being in front of this one. So it's the limit, and I tried to figure out if we could avoid that, but I wasn't able, sorry, to find another way to correct that. But it's still not that bad. I mean, the only way we could correct that if it's during the animation, put some keyframe to change the material. And for now, what I will do is doing a little animation. It's still better when it's animated. So, right click, horizontal split, left click, timeline, hide one, E, rotation. Let's go to, let's say, 60. Let's put it to 9. Amazing. Let's do the same for this one. 60. 9. Save. Now we will go there. Desktop, Blender Illusion, Cube Impossible, Impossible Cube. yeah, create a new directory. So images, let's say, accept. Hop, we want them in PNG. It's amazing. There, 60. And we will render this one first. So yeah, I was right to disable those settings. I will also create another directory because we have the other cube to render, so image 2, why not? Almost finished. Okay, perfect, I can put that to 1. I didn't even save it, so right, like that. Now I will select the other directory, image 2, accept. Okay, hide that and render animation. Yeah, it feels like it's going a bit faster. Perfect. Video editing. A to select everything, delete. Now Shift A, image sequence, double click there, press A to select all and add strip. And now we have our complete strip. Ah, I did it in the wrong. Yeah, I did it in the wrong way. Anyway, it's not that bad. So we want it on top of the other one. Image 2, select everything, image strip, and now we have. Okay, I thought it was transparent, but no, it's because it's the same color, so that's why we don't see it. And we see that the illusion isn't that bad. But as I said, we have these problems there, so we have to animate the texture so that it becomes how can I say that? Yeah, not the texture, but that one. Wait. Yeah, but hold out on these parts, but yeah, but you see that on this part, this part is behind this one. Why? Because we have the holdout, that's why we can see that. And I could, yeah, so we could also put an holdout there, wait. Yeah, no, because if we put it there, it will be everywhere on this surface, so yeah, we have to proceed frame by frame on this one, but it's still not bad. If you stay in this perspective, the cube is fine. It's actually really fine. Just this part to remove, like maybe, wait. Yeah, putting a holdout on this part there. So Shift A, holdout, mix shader, factor shader, and you play with this parameter there, the factor, sorry. But of course you have to put it on this part, so yeah, but it's still better than the blivet, the blivet illusion, where you're forced to make it in 2D to make it work, otherwise it's dead. But there we managed to do something in 3D, so it's still, I'm still proud of this one. So yeah, I think it will be it for this video. I hope you liked it, and in the next one we'll see for the rotating dancer, which is, as I said at the beginning, the same as the Necker cube, because it's playing on the same, I would say, concept, which is the dancer facing this way or is facing this way, and you can tell because it's all black. You don't have any reflection on his body or even light to tell you if she's staring there or there. So, and it will be pretty easy. You can do it with whatever you want, a character, a flower, a wardrobe if you want. Anyway. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you for the fourth one. Bye!